It is only a matter of time before this becomes fully legalized. All right, what's up, everybody, and welcome back to another Tat2d Reactions video. And in this video, man, it's only a matter of time before this becomes fully legal. And I've talked about this before, and a lot of people have talked about this before, and we were all looked at as crazy. Well, that would never happen. That could never happen. Well, we're very close. And this is scary, and the implications of this are massive. But this is what happens when you open up the door to being able to identify as anything you want, to where the door to objective truth becomes closed and everything becomes subjective. It's whatever you feel, whatever you want. That's your truth. That's how you identify. It was only a matter of time. That set the stage for what we're about to see. And just let's watch this video.
Discomfort when we think about pedophiles. But just that we are not responsible for our feelings. We do not choose them, but we are responsible for our actions. And we must make a decision. It is in our responsibility to reflect and to overcome our negative feelings about pedophiles and to treat them with the same respect we treat other people with. We should accept that pedophiles are people who have not chosen their sexuality and who, unlike most of us, will never be able to live it out freely if they want to lead an upright life. We should accept that pedophilia is a sexual preference.
Statistics indicate that there will be one or two of you who are struggling with some form of pedophilic interest. These people can't talk about their feelings because they know that they will be hated for it. I truly do believe that every person is longing for love at some point in their life. And what if this love that you really wish for will forever be impossible? That must be a really lonely situation to be in. Yes, from an emotional point of view, I can kind of understand that you would want to eliminate these people from society. However, it doesn't make sense. And that's because we're talking about biology. We're talking about a sexual orientation, something that we simply cannot change. And on top of that, every day new people are born with the same difficulty. So it's not practical to eliminate these people from society.
Did you get that? It's biology. These people can't help it. Ergo, we should help them to feel like respected members of our society and let them live out their sexual orientation because it's their biology. Do you see the level of depravity here? Do you see how how there's no end to the madness? How when you remove objective moral truth and you replace it with a subjective truth is whatever you want it to be, and you put in the words science and biology and orientation, you attach that to it, you get chaos. Imagine living in a society where it was accepted and allowed for pedophilia for millennia. It's been looked down upon. It's been looked as a horrific, disgusting, vile practice. But now all of a sudden, we need to have a place for them in our society because it's their orientation. Can you imagine what would happen to all these kids who have no say in the matter and are just allowed to? I mean, right now, it's happening all over the world. Sex trafficking rings, kids are getting abducted, kids are getting brutalized every second of every day on the planet, and it's illegal. Imagine when it's not illegal. A society that would allow that cannot stand. It would literally fracture at the core. There's nothing left. Once you get to that level of depravity, it's done. It's over. There is no more hope for a culture or a society if that's what happens. It's done. But this is the long game that's been played. This is the whole LGBTQ 2++ movement, where you can identify as an animal, you can identify as a cat, a horse, a dog, a pig, a chicken, whatever you want. You can decide that whatever gender you were born with, that's not who you are. So you don't have to be genderized. You can say, I'm 3 genders, I'm 5 genders, I'm 2 genders, I'm 1 gender. I don't have any gender. It's all subjective now based on how you feel. And so when that kind of thinking gets permeated in a culture, well, then it only makes sense. This is the natural progression of things. Well, then what about the pedophiles? It's their orientation. This is how they were born. They didn't choose this. So shouldn't they be allowed to express themselves? Like, it's utter madness. But this is what happens. We've allowed our culture and our society to get here. This doesn't just happen overnight. This isn't a quick change. This has been brewing for what, a couple decades now, slowly. And now it's like, when we've seen how culture has gone, where culture has gone, and the madness that's happening all around us, this is the perfect time for this little new agenda to be pushed now, because we're ripe for it. This is it. You live in a culture where humans can identify as animals and expect to be treated as animals. You live in a culture where gender no longer is a fact based on your biology that you were born with. It's more of a feeling. Gender fluidity, I think, is the term. When you live in a culture where that's the norm, anything goes. There is no end to it. And so now you're going to create and foster another minority of people who predatorize kids. And now that's going to be accepted as normal. It's madness. It's madness. But this is what happens. This is what happens. And so I hope you're watching this and you are part of the far left, the pro LGBTQ plus group. If you support that, this is what is the result of that. This is what happens. You champion that movement, you champion that way of thinking, you champion that ideology. This is what's next. And so culture will implode. It cannot stand. It can't, because you're gonna have parents and people rise up, and it's gonna be mayhem in the streets if that becomes legalized. My goodness. But this is what happens when you step away from morality that's outside of us, i.e. the Bible, and you step out of the bounds that God created, and you begin to operate outside of what He's ordained as acceptable and normal, and you start going haywire there. It's chaos. When you live outside of the bounds of Scripture, chaos ensues, and it's until everything is destroyed. that's what happens. So this is as a dad, man, this is dangerous and it's sickening. And this is our world. And it's shocking. But will we wake up? Or is it too late? I don't know. I guess we can only pray. Yeah. Well, thanks so much for watching this reaction video. Feel free, again, as always, keep sending me content that you want me to react to. I appreciate it. I get so much interesting things from you guys. Keep on sending them. And yeah, leave any comments, questions in the description below. Let's continue the conversation. Like, what do you all think about it? Let me know. And we'll see you all in the next video. Much love. God bless.